Hello, you filthy savages. It's your ferocious host with the most, WEATHERSBY the Savage, and I'm back with another reaction video. Today I will be reacting to boxers who try MMA. Let's jump right in.
When I saw her at the MMA Awards, she looked like Vanderlei Silva in a dress and heels.
Who are you talking about? He's talking about Chris Cyborg.
Since the rise of martial arts in the early 60s, boxing and MMA has been at loggerheads over which of the two is the superior sport, and leading many of boxing's finest to cross enemy lines to fight their corner. This is a list of 5 famous fighters who donned the 4-ounce gloves, creating some of the most surprising, surreal, and downright embarrassing moments in MMA's storied history. Welcome to INC, and these are 5 famous boxers who tried MMA. James Toney was one of the most naturally gifted men to ever set foot in a boxing ring, winning world titles in 3 different weight classes and twice voted Fighter of the Year by the illustrious Ring magazine. In 2010, Toney attended an MMA show on behalf of UFC President Dana White and soon began talking of the possibility of competing in the promotion in the future.
Like I said, once we can put his money where his mouth is, who's better, MMA or boxing?
The UFC were quick to capitalise, signing Toney to a 3-fight deal and pitting him against MMA legend Randy Couture at UFC 118. Couture scored a takedown on the Michigan native 15 seconds into the first round, where Toney's lack of knowledge in the ground game soon became alarmingly evident.
I mean, this is what I kind of thought would happen, but I hoped it would be more competitive.
Toney failed to throw a punch throughout the entire fight, as Couture secured an arm triangle choke 3 minutes into the first round. Toney was released from the company shortly afterwards and hasn't fought in MMA since. The career of merciless Ray Mercer is not only one of the shortest in MMA, but also one of the most infamous. A gold medalist at the Seoul Olympics, Mercer began his career in 1989, winning the WBO heavyweight title, as well as inflicting the first defeat of highly rated youngster Tommy Morrison. With his top-level career coming to an end, Mercer moved to MMA in 2007, taking on internet star Kimbo Slice at a Cage Fury event in Atlantic City. Mercer had no response to Slice's gung-ho style, succumbing to a guillotine and a rare submission win for the street fighting legend. Undeterred, Mercer returned to the sport 2 years later, going against former UFC champion Tim Sylvia after a planned boxing match between the two was cancelled at the last minute.
If MMA is not going to get him anywhere, then he should box me in that ring. Be a man and do what we trained to do and what we said we were going to do. No commission should be able to stop us for doing what the hell we need to do.
Sylvia duly obliged, leading to a predictable outcome 9 seconds into the fight. The fight would be Mercer's last in combat sports, ending his career with 37 wins, 10 losses, and the fractured career of Tim Sylvia to his name. With his big punches and even bigger frame, Eric Butterbean Esch earned a cult following amongst boxing aficionados, competing in over 100 professional fights while possessing one of the most dangerous right hands in the history of the sport. After a brief spell competing in kickboxing, Esch turned his attention to MMA, taking on Jiu-Jitsu black belt Genki Sodu at K1 Dynamite on New Year's Eve 2003. After spending the majority of the fight caught in Esch's orbit, Sodu forced the IBA champ to the ground early in the second round, overcoming a 300-pound weight disadvantage to win the fight by heel hook. Despite the defeat, Esch managed to bounce back in style, winning his next 6 MMA events, including a TKO win over UFC alumni West Korea. In 2008, Esch achieved the biggest win of his career, taking on Pride veteran James Thompson at a cage event in Wembley Arena. Thompson had built his reputation in Japan as an aggressive trash talker and wasted little time doing the same for Esch.
But I know you've come a long way, so I'm going to do you a favour. I'm going to make it quick, clean and relatively painful. I just want you to sit back, close your eyes, think of McDonald's and it'll all be over.
Esch would duly respond the only way he knows how.
Sit back and close your eyes.
Oh, that's about it! I mean, that's about it. Butterbean has done it!
Esch holds 17 wins in MMA, including 10 by submission, the same number as UFC Hall of Famer BJ Penn. With 4 world titles and 32 wins, Ricardo Mayorga should have been remembered as one of boxing's greatest welterweights, but his career in the sport will be tainted by his self-destructive behaviour and overly aggressive trash talk.
Dile a tu mujer que te dé huevo en la mañana para que te pares a pelear conmigo. No te vayas a tirar como cuando te tiraste con Bernahoki, playo.
With his bridges burnt in boxing, Mayorga turned to MMA in 2013, taking on Canadian Wesley Trifer at an Omega promotion event in Nicaragua. Mayorga was taken down by Trifer early in the first round, spending the majority of the fight on his back as the Vancouver native took control of proceedings. Nearing the end of the second round, Trifer attempted to lock Mayorga in a triangle armbar, only for the Matador to end the fight with an illegal knee to the back.
Ahí está el Matador ahora pegando rodillazos a la espalda y golpeando. El Matador se ve encima. Ahora el Matador busca cómo noquear.
This motherfucker was dirty everywhere.
The fight was overturned to a no contest, while Mayorga received a 3-month suspension for being 20 pounds above the 165-pound weight limit. Mayorga would fight 3 more times in MMA, losing to backyard fighter Rene Martinez before successive defeats against regional journeyman Sergio Ortiz. Art Jimmerson may not be the most successful boxer, but his part in MMA folklore makes him one of the most important. By 1993, Jimmerson was a respected journeyman in the Missouri regional scene, amassing 29 wins and 5 losses over an 8-year spell in the sport. Looking for money to buy a new house, Jimmerson agreed to take part in the first ever Ultimate Fighting Championship, taking on Jiu-Jitsu black belt Hoist Gracie in the competition's quarter-final stage. New to the sport, Jimmerson decided to contest the fight with one boxing glove on his left hand, believing that doing so would free the right to engage with any grappling contests. The plan, however, would be to no avail. Gracie took Jimmerson down at will, and the boxer had no answer for the ground game, tapping out 2 minutes into the fight without throwing a single punch. Despite his poor performance, Jimmerson remains an important figure in the UFC, working as a coach at the company's California gym, and with choice of attire at UFC 1 going down in MMA infamy.
One glove.
Why? Why?
One glove. I kidding. Kidding. I mean, it's like. I mean, one glove.
Makes
Why
no sense.
one? I just don't.
Makes no sense.
Somebody.
Yeah.
One glove.
And now time for a few honourable mentions. Junior Francis hoped his kickboxing experience would aid his transition to the sport. It didn't.
He's tapped. He's tapped. He's had enough. It's all over.
Mike Tallison channeled his inner John McCarthy to referee an event in Las Vegas. Holly Holm has had success in boxing and MMA, and that's all that I'll say on the matter. This is the INC, and thank you for watching.
That shit crazy, man. It's like, it's basically Floyd Mayweather and Conor McGregor. Floyd would beat Conor McGregor 100 times in boxing. Conor McGregor would beat Floyd 100 times in MMA. It's just, it is what it is. Stay in your lane. That is the moral of the story of this video. Stay in your fucking lane. Check the description box down below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Check out my gaming channel, WEATHERSBY the Savage, the ferocious host with the most, is signing off.